Welcome, everybody, to the Journeymen Lounge podcast.
You better be praying to God because, you're 14 and losses in a row. You're going to need Jesus.
Am I wrong?
I thought you were pretty wrong, yeah.
All right. Welcome, all you listeners, to the Journeymen Lounge pod. I'm coming at you on a beautiful Wednesday. Sir Wogenstein, we have
Ryan.
the man in purple.
And me in the whole goofy golf t-shirt. But it was a gift from Josh. Appreciate it.
Shout out, Josh.
Shout out. I think it looks great. It's the Yeti.
We call him a friend of the pod.
Or Sasquatch in, summer gear.
Yeah, no, I was just shout out to Josh though. You know he loved being on. We'll definitely get him back, man.
Absolutely.
For sure. So
Hell yeah.
let's just get right into it, man. The first pitch of the I mean, this is perfect timing.
Get out.
Did he just
Get
go
out.
yard?
Let's go.
Sox just literally.
Oh, yeah. Let's go.
First pitch,
betting on the fucking Sox, huh?
Who's Corey Jolks?
first pitch home run.
First pitch. See ya.
I think
So-
it's like Caleb Williams. Did Caleb Williams hit a home run?
Oh, man.
So we're watching the
Sorry,
Cubs
yeah.
Sox game.
This is a
Sox
good
are up
segue, though.
1-0.
This is a
Yeah.
good segue.
So Bobby, tell me what you were kind of talking about before the
So-
pod. So the Wrigleyfield, right?
So the Ricketts family bought out the Cubs and changed the background, the setting for Wrigley Field. So they bought up a lot of property. We lost some of those rooftop viewing sites, and just the feel and some of the restaurants, bars in the surrounding area changed, obviously, with their ownership. I'm not saying good, bad, or indifferent. I just want to get your thoughts of pre-Ricketts, post-Ricketts. Just a quick, shot out of the cannon. What are some of your thoughts, feelings? Go ahead.
Well, I think I'll start with the post Ricketts, I guess. They
Okay.
definitely cleaned it up. It looks a lot nicer and they got the scoreboard now in center field. You got the one marquee in left, I believe.
Yep.
The whole facilities look nice. They got this brick when you walk in the front of the stadium, like a brick, like an open, like kind of like was like a beer
St.
like a
Louis
beer garden
concept.
kind of thing.
Yeah, the St. Louis Cardinals did that, where
Yeah.
it's like kind of an open,
They got like done for a couple booths and like people gather there. I think it's kind of nice. I mean,
like
I
an
think
outdoor bar
I
setting.
think Old
almost.
Wrigley was cool because of like you said, like the rooftop things and things like that. But it was kind of more of a piece of shit, like dumpier place in some things. But it's kind of with the feel of it, where it's like old school. This is like the oldest stadium. So
Yeah, it's been around for a century now. Yeah.
So I think the Ricketts have done a nice job.
We got some technical difficulties.
Nice job balancing it out or whatever.
Oh shit!
With the keeping the old but adding like new amenities to make people more comfortable and your experience better. I like it. I mean, I'm a Sox fan.
No, okay, no, exactly. I'm a Sox fan too.
I've been to Wrigley Field probably more.
I've been to Wrigley more too. Believe it or not.
I like going. It's cool. Like
All right, Wogenstein.
I'm going
Thoughts?
to mention two things. So one, about the fact that most of us have been to Wrigley more. I would say I'm probably leaning towards Wrigley, but I probably am pretty close. I used to go to a lot of Sox games as a kid.
Comiskey, the original.
Right, but I would also argue, though, is that even 20 years ago, Comiskey, which what it was called at that time, not the safest neighborhood. Yes,
No.
if you're right by the stadium, yes. But realistically, you go 2-3 streets over, not that great. So I'm thinking that's probably was one of the reasons why.
sure. I will say going to Wrigley though, nowhere to park or anything. You have to take like the
You gotta take the
L
red
or
line.
the red line or
Yep.
Uber. Like there's nowhere. Like it's a bit. At least at the Sox games,
Parking.
you could
parking
park
lot,
there
yeah.
if you want.
And
Right.
grill out. I like
And
grilling
you can
out.
like
in the
you can play
Sox
bags
stadiums.
and drink.
Yeah, you get tailgate. Right, there's some pluses
There's
there. But
pluses and minuses.
let's focus, though,
So-
pre-Ricketts, post-Ricketts.
Right. So I was to the second point. I do agree that it's like it is a cleaner, but I do feel like they kind of washed over some of the grime of definitely forgot to turn the AC off. So sorry about that first couple minutes there, gents and ladies. But yeah, I mean, again, you kind of erase some of the history there by kind of turning it into like, obviously I get it. It's 2024. You want to be business savvy. Those Gallagher way is what you're saying is what they built there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a major money earner and it's smart business wise.
nice.
I just think though that like
the gentrification of that area. I get
kind
it.
of again just wiped away some of the things that I think like pre that. I thought those were pretty cool about going to Wrigley. Obviously, the stadium in general, fix the stadium so it doesn't collapse because I know there's some issues.
Used to be like bricks falling and shit. I remember.
Right.
Yeah, so for me, it was a middle ground. I really liked pre-Ricketts because you had the bar scene. There was a different flow. There was a different environment. I think things were a little, obviously things were a little bit less expensive. But now that they have the marquee network, you have to purchase, the separates, and now but to your point though, there's a plus and minus. They did clean up the area. There's that outdoor patio area. They have a hotel there. They have a bunch of nicer high-end restaurants, but like I said, it pulled away a little bit of that grittiness of the original, Wrigley Field, and just going out there, and it wasn't super expensive to just go and get some bleacher seats. Now, man, I think they're adding zeros to all their, ticket prices.
That's a good point about the marquee network. I didn't think about that. I used to be able to watch them on WGN and.
But for those who know, you walk right outside of Wrigley. There's 3, solid bars within falling distance, and that's where you'd catch yourself before the game, after the game. You could really make a night out of it.
I mean, there's still Clark Street. And,
there still is
stuff like that.
There's still places.
I just would say though that the again, it's just a gentrification. I think it's just more of it's a business idea. It's open space right outside a stadium, and you can keep literally there are ways of keeping people in and keeping people out.
Right.
So I mean, it's just a way to keep people in that area spending a lot of money. I mean, I just went to the Cubs game on Friday with Sanoop and some other people there, so shout out. Not for his birthday, because I know that he listens to these shits, but on his birthday. And everything was just though in general, it's very expensive to go out. I know that, because we've been there, enough now.
Yeah.
So it's it's not a surprise anymore, but just to, you would like to get in my opinion, I could give a shit about the ticket price as long as the concessions were a little bit more reasonably priced.
I always stop off at Nick's. That's the outdoor bar and grill. They're more Green Bay. They're a Green Bay bar, but it's basically just about a mile from Wrigley. But you go there, cheap drinks, get yourself fueled up, walk to the game because that walk over, have a cigar, get yourself in the right mindset, and then, man, all right, baseball. Let's go for the next couple hours.
Just go to I think it was called Wrigleyville Dogs, down the street.
And you have, Sluggers is right there too. But all right, thank you guys. We got real quick. We're gonna turn things over to the upcoming championship playoffs.
We'll just go NBA real quick. I mean, we've kind of mentioned a couple times, but it's Celtics Mavs. I'm gonna go first. I think Celtics are going to just be too much power. Mavs don't have a lot of secondary pieces that you really need. You need a good bench. I think Celtics bench is going to fucking roll majority of the games. I don't deny that Luka might come out with a good couple of game savings, maybe a last second shot. But I also just want to mention this real quick is that to me, Kyrie Irving is the reason that the Mavs aren't looking more formidable. If he's not playing like he should be playing,
I'm glad you mentioned that. He's the X factor on my book too.
So go for it. What do you got?
I think that the path for the Celtics to get here was hopscotch. They definitely the Pacers blew their opportunities, but regardless, how Dallas got to it compared to Boston, big difference. But like you said, Boston's got a more complete team. Luka, you can't discount his just presence out there. If he has a good day, man, watch out. If him and Kyrie have a good day, this is going to go to 6 to 7 games. But if they could figure out how to just keep them in check, there's going to be problems because they don't have much else in terms of support for guys that could put up 15 plus on their bench or even outside of those two. There's my take.
All right, Ryan, what you got?
You guys basically covered it. I mean, I think Boston's got the experience and the deeper roster. However, they had a cakewalk, like you said, to the finals. But they've been here before against the Warriors and they lost, so they do have experience. Drew Holiday has experience. They definitely have a deeper team. It's it comes down, like you said, to Luka and Kyrie. If they stay hot, if they keep performing at above level, a really high level, then they have a chance. But their bench is definitely not as deep. I like Jason Kidd as a coach. I think he's very smart, so that could play a factor too, maybe in some things. But at the end of the day, it comes down to the players, and Luka and Kyrie are going to be the most important thing, like you said.
Right. I'm glad you mentioned some of those key points, and I really feel that Boston could really run the show if they could maintain pace. They don't allow they don't allow splurge of points coming by. Like, maintain the pace of the game. They're going to win it for sure. But if you allow them and you guys start to become a head case, yeah, problems.
Yeah, I don't think besides outside of Kyrie on the Mavs, anybody else has finals experience that I not a lot of at least. So, and the Celtics have plenty, like Drew Holiday, Al Horford, Tatum, Brown. Go on.
Yeah, they have a lot of talent there. Now let's kick it over to the Stanley Cup playoffs. We got Florida Panthers against Edmonton Oilers. So you have Connor McDavid on Edmonton, who's just. Oh, my God. Like, to watch him play is just incredible. The guy knows how to score. The guy knows how to go blue to blue and just, get through the defense. But, dude, Panthers, they play a very sticky, hard-nosed type of hockey. That's going to be very hard for Edmonton to keep them in check. I like the pace of play that they have. They're aggressive on offense and defense, live and die by it. But they have good lines, too. They have 3 solid lines of players where Edmonton maybe has 2. So I know you guys aren't much of NHL followers, but more complete is the Panthers.
Yeah, I just really haven't watched too much. I think I mentioned in earlier podcasts, it just kind of like once the Hawks kind of take a dip, I do tend to lose a little bit of focus. I really wanted Dallas to like.
Everyone had Dallas picked on that one too.
If I had maybe a second favorite team in hockey, I'd maybe go like a Dallas, which I think is just a little bit more out of out of the norm there. Shut your whore mouth. No, I'm just kidding.
Shut your whore mouth.
I would just say of what I've seen of these two teams so far, it seems like Florida can score fucking goals anytime.
Yes. And they get better throughout the game. They seem to just second and third period, they're just crushing it.
Yeah, I just feel like from what I've seen, Edmonton can kind of wear you down to a point of if it is tied going in late, I bet more on Edmonton to kind of get that shutaway goal. I just know that again from the first rounds of hockey, I'm assuming that this is going to be more evenly matched, and also this is probably going to go, I would say, minimum 6 games.
Okay, I like it. Great takes.
Yeah, I don't really watch a lot of hockey, so I don't want to bullshit.
It'll be a fun. You watch the Stanley Cup,
but
it'll be fun.
When the Hawks were in it, I was obviously watching things, and I also was when I was playing NHL more. Sure. I was more I knew more of the players, but I don't know a lot. So I know Connor McDavid's really good.
Right.
I don't know. I hope it's a good series.
Ryan likes to play NHL 22, 23, 24.
But he doesn't know any of the teams or the names or
I haven't bought an NHL game in a few years. So I used to get it every year for a while, but maybe especially 10 years ago. But.
Outside of the Hawks, who'd be your favorite secondary team?
Shot out of a can.
I don't know. Anaheim Ducks.
Nice.
Mighty
Sick
Ducks.
Unis.
Yeah, I like the Mighty Duck Unis.
Sick Unis, bro.
Mine is Avalanche, but that's just
I like the
okay, you know what?
The Avs.
When I was growing up, I did love Colorado.
Joe Sakic, baby.
And Peter Forsberg.
Peter Forsberg.
Yeah,
Isn't Waugh as the goalie?
Patrick Waugh, yeah.
Right, that was the goalie, though, right?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
And that's our stroll down memory lane.
There we go, nostalgia. All
right, so like I said, we just want to take a quick second into this.
We go into the album now, or?
No, I'm going to mention here real quick
drop it.
The upcoming golf trip. So shout out Danny and the boys. We're gonna go hit some sticks up in Michigan. I'm just fucking pumped for the golf weekend in general. Just you're gonna go. Golf is the focus. You do it. You're gonna have a couple of.
When do you leave tomorrow?
A couple of drinks. I leave tomorrow
morning,
8 a.m.
Yeah.
Are you golfing tomorrow?
So we golf tomorrow.
What time?
12:20 is the tee time.
So what time are you leaving here?
8.
And there's
an
hour difference.
Straight to the course?
Yeah, right to the course, baby.
Damn, dude. After that long of a drive? Oof.
2 hours isn't that bad.
It's worth it though when the end result is
2 hours?
golf.
Yeah.
So it's 2 hours driving.
There's a 1 hour.
You lose the hour.
When you go to
difference.
Indiana, Michigan, you're on Eastern time zone, which is.
So I could, if there wasn't a time change, I could leave at 9:30 and be fine.
Oh, okay.
But because of the change,
I thought it was like a 4 hour drive or something.
No, that would be a little much for sure. But like I said,
dude.
just wanted to mention that I'm just jacked for golf and being able to actually play because my back was fucked before. I mean, Bobby, the more and more that you say it, man, you've had the Mr. Questionable as one of my many nicknames.
Moniker, sure, yeah. Let's
honestly, dude. Next time
Captain IR.
That's a good one as well. I think I might have to get a jersey,
like
one of those custom ones. I think it'd be actually pretty dope.
Well, just like Rick Moranis and the Giants, but he really is on the injured list. Put me on the injured
I would
list.
I would fund you getting a jersey, putting it either questionable or /
I would say that's maybe our goal. We're all gonna let's all get custom jerseys at some point. We'll
I
figure it
dig
out.
it. Yep.
All
All
right.
right.
So
Sick.
just wanted to mention that shit. So let's get into the album review. This was my pick. We did 1973 Lynyrd Skynyrd, pronounced Lynyrd Skynyrd. This is their first album, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming out of the gates.
Coming out of the
on
gate, I
fire.
think.
Coming out of the gate hot, baby.
I'm not gonna lie, coming out of the gate, hitting a solid triple, maybe an
I think they hit a home run.
inside the park home run.
Oh, definitely home run. There's still songs from this track that we know, like instinctively.
I was gonna say like 4 or 5 of these are on the Greatest Hits album, and the whole album is only 8 songs.
So, yeah.
tells you how good it is.
Yeah. So let's get into
dive
though,
in.
like where, like in terms of trying to figure out where I first heard Lynyrd Skynyrd.
I was gonna say, Woj, why'd you choose this album?
Yeah, it was kind of a random drop, but I like it.
To me, it honestly fits within, like, I would say my favorite genre of music is 70s, 80s, 90s rock.
Hell yeah.
With a heavy emphasis on electric guitar. So songs that feature a guitar solo or something like that, with Freebird obviously featuring, one of the most I would say notable songs, guitars.
I was gonna say, but like was this like, did you like Lynyrd Skynyrd and you were just like, oh, let me look at the albums they have, and you just saw this and you were like, hell yeah? Or do you normally listen? Is this like an album you actually do listen to?
I don't think I listen to any album like regularly, but for this album, I would say the 5 songs ish that I do constantly listen to on rotation. It's between this and then I believe the other album is called That Smell, right? I believe that's the other album name. We don't fact check.
That's a song.
Yeah.
No, but I believe the album was also
might
called
be.
That Smell.
Yeah.
It's between those two. I kind of flip-flop between those two. But outside of that, I will say, like, Lynyrd Skynyrd, I don't... Like, again, they have a couple other major hits here and there.
Oh, yeah.
But...
They came out of the gate.
I'm just saying I don't, like, stray too far into, like, the more deeper cuts with Lynyrd Skynyrd.
No, I would just, because like for me, like I listen to Lynyrd Skynyrd, but I couldn't say like, hey, I listen to this album, but I listen to like their greatest hits or just whatever, like in general. But I didn't realize this album has so many of their hits on it. Like,
Right,
I was
Yeah,
like,
man.
wow.
That blew me out of the water.
Yeah.
My brother-in-law loves Lynyrd Skynyrd, so.
That's all. I was just curious out if you were like, I've been listening to this album for a long time, or you just like, oh shit, Lynyrd Skynyrd. Oh shit, this album's got a lot of like bangers on it. Let's listen to it.
Yeah, no, I again the percentage honestly right now of like I would say I would like of this album, I think there were only 2 songs really that I did not thoroughly enjoy. And so I look at it like 6 out of 8
Oh, yeah.
is actually a fucking dope percentage for an album. If you have whatever the fuck that is, 60 something, right?
Yeah, you're hitting above, I think, yeah, you're hitting
No,
above
6 out of 8 is 80%. I mean, if 80% is what 6 out of 8? No.
Well, no, I don't know. I don't know math.
I don't know
the math.
Fucking whatever.
Math.
I don't know the
It
percentage.
definitely helps.
It's
having,
not 80.
having only 8
whatever,
songs in the
okay.
album, but still the fact that there are 6 of them are
Very
bangers
enjoyable.
is
Again,
awesome.
that's what
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
attributing to. Like, hey, I like the majority of the songs, so it tends to be one of the like again this or I believe that's my. I'm gonna look it up here in a second. But for you guys though, like, where did you like? I don't really remember a time first. To me, Lynyrd Skynyrd, these type of songs are just like you just know them. You heard them all growing up.
We kind of talked about it
Yes, go
pre-pod. Probably for me, and I assume for Bobby, Happy Gilmore. The intro of Happy Gilmore
Tuesday's Gone,
throughout
yeah.
the movie. Tuesday's Gone. I didn't know the band or the song, like associate them with it, but I knew the song. And
Right.
and then you find out later, oh, it's Lynyrd Skynyrd. Oh, what other songs do they have? Sweet Home Alabama, Freebird, Simple Kind of Man. Like, holy shit, they're a really good band. So I would say for me, definitely, probably Happy Gilmore. Also, just with my dad, he'd always listen to the oldies in the car.
Yeah, hanging out with your dad in the truck or on the
my
job
mom was
site.
always the one who'd listen to our stuff. She wanted to be like hip and cool and listen to Kiss FM and shit.
Okay.
My dad was always like, no, we're listening to what I want to listen to. And I appreciate that now. 'cause
Classic rock.
I
hell
got
yeah.
a good balance. So, yeah.
Yeah, same kind of feel for me. Like I said, I obviously didn't grow up with this being on the radio, but yeah, exposure to it via, hanging out with my dad and some of my, aunts, uncles, just putting that on the radio. But this definitely is one of the best, I'd say, one of the best summer type of albums. If you're going out on the boat, if you're going golfing, if you're at the beach, you throw this album on, you're going to be in good shape for the next 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, I also definitely have that same type of feeling. Like it's a sunny day out, you throw on some 70s, 80s rock. I feel like you're having a pretty solid chill time
They just
there.
don't make music like this anymore.
They really don't.
I don't know. It's so good.
I wish
So-
they could bring it back a bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
go
Right. So I will just say that I second helping had the Sweet Home Alabama on it. Street Survivors, I guess, had That Smell. There's no album called That Smell, so I was
Okay.
mistaken on that.
All right.
Either way, quick,
Thank you, Google.
quick
The
fact
more
check.
you know.
Yeah, graphic. All right, so let's kind of get into just like A B side.
Sure.
I would say there are, and again, this is the part where your commercial, like Ryan, I know you kind of put a definition out of like what's played commercially. When you get to the older albums, you can't really tell like what was played.
I would say 4 of them are the A's.
Definitely.
But what I'm saying is that when you were saying like, oh, like commercially played on the radio or hot or whatever, you know, sometimes I feel like we don't know exactly what was played on the radio back then. I think there were a lot of it was played.
Usually I consult the old Google machine then on that. Go to the
Okay, but like,
Wikipedia.
so what did Google say? Like, did you look it up?
Sure.
Or
Well,
like,
yeah, you got Tuesdays gone.
Freebird's on there. Freebird.
Give Me 3 Steps, Simple Man, and Freebird.
Okay, so those 4, right? The ones that you would think are
Right.
the
For
top
the
8.
commercial songs.
Okay. I'm just saying that some of these albums, and I honestly, at some point, I probably will even dip into the 60s and shit like that because I like some of those
Yeah.
guys. I just think that Google, yes, will say, okay, this is what was played, or like, you know,
Well, they have like on Wiki, if you go to Wikipedia or whatever, you just say like, you know, what singles were released on what day, and they have like usually like 3 or 4 or whatever, depending on, you know, when it is, over like a year or 2 span when the album was coming out.
Right. I would also say, in just maybe my kind of opinion of like a B-side to me, I know that we're trying to kind of figure out a formal
We
definition.
haven't gotten a definition,
But
and it's
to
been
me,
weeks.
to me, like an A side, again, B side would be, again, what did you mostly hear? Like, what was a more popular song? Those 4 fit the A side. So, which one of those I would say really is kind of like your tip top, like, this is the one? I'll go first.
Collectively, go ahead.
I'll go first. I would say, again, Freebird to me is just, it's so in its own class. Like, I don't think I know for a fact I never heard a song like that up until that point. That was just like, it was so long, but at the same time, you just were like,
What
was
a roller coaster. What
roller
a
coaster
fun
of a
song.
fucking song. It just was so much fun. But that's what I'm going to go with. That's my A-side tip top.
I have a tough time choosing between Tuesdays Gone and Simple Man. I don't. It's like kind of what kind of mood you're in, I feel like. Maybe Tuesdays Gone's a little more happier, I guess. And Simple Man's more of like a kind of like a ballad, but it's like I like them both. I don't know.
All right, you can do tie. You can do tie at the top.
It's tough. I
That's fine.
can't decide.
Okay.
No, and for me, Freebird, I mean, that's
And
taking,
Freebird's awesome. Also.
That's taking the gold medal,
It's
but
amazing.
what really got me, kind of to your point, Simple
Man.
and Tuesday's Gone, those tie for the silver medal.
Yeah.
But Poison Whiskey really came through for me as
I think
the bronze on this album.
But I would think Poison Whiskey is definitely on the B side. So we
Yep,
got A. So
Yeah, if we're doing
Bob,
that, then I agree.
I was going to
with
say
you.
with the B side track, you're going Poison Whiskey.
Poison Whiskey was really
I
good,
go with I Ain't the One.
and I Ain't the One. But yeah, Poison Whiskey, I put that above I Ain't the One.
I was on I Ain't the One. I was on that one though, like right out of the gate.
I knew that one too. It was on the Greatest Hits compilation.
I feel like, again, like I've heard it before, but then I was like, oh, that's the name of the shit. I would also say like Gimme 3 Steps is very like,
That's a fun one too.
it's I think a lot of people like that song. To me, it ends up tending to fall, even though it will be on the A side.
Yeah, that's
for
the 4th
commercial.
place one, but it's a good one, but it's definitely 4th.
Right. I just think of more songs kind of in there. I would go I Ain't the One. And like I said, did Poison Whiskey have the big drum break in that, or am I mistaken?
I remember Poison Whiskey had a big like piano like
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
that was the
there's
one.
a there's a drum one.
like a saloon piano.
Yes,
almost.
thank you.
So-
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe it was in Things Going On. I really only liked the drum part of it. I didn't really like the other.
There's 2 skips
part
on
of the
this for
song.
me.
I skipped Mississippi Kid and Things Going On. I could take it or leave it. It depends. I mean,
Okay,
it's not
I'm just asking.
Copy paste on that response for
I'm
sure.
just asking for clarity, though. You guys actually listen to the whole song.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And
We
then-
listened to it
Yeah.
all,
And
but
then-
man, those two, it just
No, they were like, I didn't like Mississippi Kid.
you
really.
can't have a home run every time
It
you
was
step
kinda,
up at the
It was
plate.
kind of slow, Mississippi Kid. Didn't really have any ups. It kind of just stayed the same for me.
Okay.
Right.
Things going on had a little bit of sometimes when the piano would kick in, I kind of liked it.
Instrumental, yeah, I get you on that.
It wasn't like a super catchy song or anything like that to me. Like not very memorable.
Right.
I agree. I mean, I think it's going to kind of become a staple of my analysis of any albums, though, now that I'm thinking about it. Is like, I definitely look at the flow of, like, from where the album starts to where it finishes. I would say that this, maybe aside from one or two songs, could have maybe been swapped around, but I'm going to say pretty goddamn good. Because I Ain't the One isn't too heavy up front, but like it kind of does get you going because they are a rock band. You know, it does
Southern
always,
rock, baby.
does always have that kind of tempo of like a little bit more upbeat. So I like that it started here, came to a head. I mean,
You're a flow dude. You're a flow type of like listener. You
but
really
I mean, like
are.
when you have Simple Man as like your fourth song, like that's bad. And then the cleanup, I feel like it's hitting a home run right then. Then you kind of descend.
I wasn't thinking of like a baseball lineup, but I kind of like that.
But then you kind of descend into Freebird. Like Freebird as the last song to me, it's like after you listen to it, you're like, all right, I'm good. Lynyrd Skynyrd
It is a good ending.
just hit it out of the park. And now
I
I'm
don't know.
good.
You can't finish on a better song. I mean that one you could write it in.
I just like that. So I mean, in terms of
I think they could have led off with "Give Me 3 Steps."
could have.
I think "Ain't the One's" a good lead up. But I'm just saying, I think
You're right. They could have flipped
"Give Me
those.
3 Steps" would be a good start.
I definitely agree. I think again it's pretty much good. Bobby, your bet's looking a little bit in
It's
trouble here.
fine. It's fine.
Go Cubs, go! Just for those who don't remember, Cubs fan, socks.
By the way, these unis are horrible with the names. They're so tiny. I heard something about the jerseys.
I think Josh mentioned that they're all pissed off about this
and
new
they're scrapping them. Like next year, they're all going to be
because all their pants are ripping. There's no durability in them.
I was just talking about more of the font size. It looks like they're like little
yeah,
kids
and
unis.
that was another point of it. Like the numbers and the names have been like shrunk.
Yeah. Sorry to get off topic.
No, I
it's
know,
all
but
right.
Josh brought that
We
up.
were talking about baseball. I just happened to notice that.
That's all good. Let's wrap up Lynyrd Skynyrd though. In terms of like, I mean, again, in the Southern rock kind of era, you have these groups that I feel like were like mega groups for a time. Like I feel like it's when bands were huge. They could get globally.
Oh yeah,
Lynyrd Skynyrd, unfortunately, they had their shit cut real short with the plane crash. Majority of the members died. I mean, I'm just trying to like kind of foray this into like, what other bands like do you guys remember that like went down, or like artists or whatever that kind of cut their shit real short?
Nirvana.
I mean, Nirvana's a huge one.
Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Bob Marley.
I was also thinking, didn't Chuck? Was it Chuck Berry or?
I mean, the Beatles. I mean, they could have maybe reunited. You never know.
No, the Beatles. You can't say that.
Well, they were
didn't hit-
done, but I'm
dude.
saying, but maybe who knows? Like 20 years on the line, maybe they have a reunion album or some
Nah,
shit. I don't know.
I think the
Hit a
not the
pause on
question,
that
but the
one.
examples was more of like
Oh, when in their
bef-
prime.
when they're in their prime.
Okay, well,
yeah.
Nirvana for sure. I
Okay.
think Bob Marley.
Bob Marley. Who the fuck was the one I was just thinking of?
Buddy Holly.
Buddy Holly. I'm sorry. That's not Chuck Berry.
There we go.
In Excess.
Sex
Michael
Pistols.
Hutchins killed him.
Oh shit! I did not know that about NXS.
Sublime.
Sublime's a great.
Thank you,
Yeah,
yes,
Sublime's
Sublime.
a great one.
Like
Yep.
literally, their album got released and the guy was already dead, and then they were huge.
Yeah. But like I said, it's a kind of again, I don't mean to go and bring it all the way down here, but like
No,
it is a common thing. Oh, Jimi Hendrix.
Jimmy?
Also. Yeah, but it is that thing though. Jim
The
Morrison.
Doors. yeah.
Of these guys, I'm good. We were on the same length right there, wavelength.
Oh yeah. Sure.
Wiki.
Wiki, baby.
Yeah, Danny's gonna be
Shout
pulling that out.
motherfucker.
24
Golf
hours.
trip, baby. All right. But like I said, we were also talking about some other stuff that will I think we'll work into some of the other category of just like not specific to the album, but like,
Sure.
other shit. We were talking about Lotharios of the rock generation. And I'll leave it
Going
at that.
digging deep in the thesaurus for that one. All right.
I'll leave it at that. So who is the next album review?
It's me.
Okay, Ryan, what you got?
I'm gonna go with Jimmy Eat World, Bleed American.
Jimmy Eat World.
Bleed American from 2001. I think this might be their debut album.
I think it might be.
I love this album. It's a fucking
Saw them live. They
fucking
were really
banger.
good.
Okay.
So we'll talk about it.
Hell yeah.
And before we cut though, we do have an Instagram. I'm not sure if we should drop it here or maybe put a graphic.
Yeah, no, we're gonna put a graphic in. I've been talking about it for a while. It is officially up. There should be some. By the time that this comes out, for sure, there's gonna be some
clips
and stuff like that. But I also definitely want to make sure that anybody who's watching though, send gaming clips and stuff like that. We've talked about that in the past. I'm definitely wanting to maybe sprinkle in some gaming stuff in the future.
Oh, absolutely.
Maybe doing stuff live. We'll fucking kick it around.
Are there some topics, movies, albums you want us to cover maybe?
Yeah, throw us suggestions.
There's a lot of stuff that can happen on the Instagram, but I do want to also say the clips, if you take a clip, Xbox, PS5, 4,
whatever,
PC, what have you, send that to the Journeymen Lounge Pod at gmail.com. That shit'll be up. Put whatever you want in the email. Obviously, I'm not going to post anything fucking crazy, but who's it from? What's it about?
Right, we'll try to keep it anonymous where we can.
Yeah, but again, if you want your name out there, I'm more than happy to put it out.
Let us know, yeah.
But like I said, we're gonna have that up and running soon. It's up, but there's not a whole lot of content out there.
Follow us on the gram.
Yeah, I didn't want to say that, if I'm being honest.
That's how the kids say it, right?
Instagram. Well, we're not kids.
I know. I'm trying to be cool.
We're fucking...
I was born in the 80s.
We're geriatrics at this point, basically. So, Ryan.
Yes, sir.
Jimmy Eat World is the next one coming
Bleed
up.
American.
Bleed American. We'll fucking do that to that, Lars. So, let's take a quick break. We got a fucking absolute banger of a movie review. We have Remember the Titans.
You're going to remember the time you listened to the podcast about Remember the Titans.
Hell yeah,
nice.
Bitch.
Good finish.
All right, we'll be back just a sec. Grab a drink. Let's fucking do it. Welcome back, Journeyman Lounge pod listeners. We are coming to you. There we go. We got some levels there.
Coming to you live.
Coming to you not live. Aaron would be very mad at
well,
you
we're
saying
live.
that.
I'm live, but they're not watching it live.
There you go, ladies. Listen to that.
We're gonna have
Ryan
to just bring
is
this
live.
back all the way through and revamp it.
Oh, good. So we are back. And we are doing Remember the Titans. This was
number 2 of our Denzel.
So,
go ahead.
Numero dos.
Yeah.
First one was Training Day. Second one is Remember the Titans.
Yes.
Solid pick. Bobby, you got the teaser coming up
Yes.
for the end of
Are
the
we doing
episode.
that
No.
Okay, yeah.
End of the episode. But Ryan, I will give you full grounds. Take it over.
Okay. So, we're doing Remember the Titans. It was released September 29th, 2000 from Disney. Stars Denzel Washington, Will Patton, Wood Harris, Ryan Hurst, Kip Pardue, Ryan Gosling, Donald Faison, Ethan Suplee, and Hayden Panettiere.
Yeah.
And so the synopsis is loosely, and I say that very much loosely, based on the true story of Herman Boone and the T.C. Williams 1971 high school football team. Denzel portrays Coach Herman Boone, and it's about his attempt to integrate the high school, combining the black school and the white school. Now T.C. Williams and the football team together. Will Patton portrays Bill Yost, the assistant coach who was supposed to be the head coach and got passed over for Herman Boone. What else? Gary Bertier is played by Ryan Hurst, and Julius is played by Wood Harris. What else do I have? Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, it's about their season and them coming together and integrating the schools and
breaking down barriers,
the racial tensions
divide,
and learning what each other's lives are like, and maybe that they're not so different, or maybe getting a new perspective on things and combining to one goal, and that's to be a winning football team.
Well, I'll also just kind of add in here that, again, the 1971 team, they won the championship that year. That's why it's so historic.
Yes, and
It's
they were
the first
undefeated, I believe.
integrated,
So,
championship.
I forgot to mention, in the movie, I don't know if this is true in real life, but in the movie, if Denzel, if he loses one game, he'll be fired. And Bill Yost will be promoted back to head coach.
Situation,
so he has to win every game.
Let's save that.
Yep.
No, I'm just saying the comparisons.
It's an important thing for the movie.
I totally agree with that. It is integral to the plot. I'm just saying, let's keep the
fact versus fiction.
Fact versus fact versus fiction aspect of it. Let's keep it till the end.
Sure.
Because there's some stuff that I want to just pull up.
Sure.
That makes sense to bring it up then.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you just have to realize that the Disney is trying to make, obviously,
it's a movie.
film.
Yeah. You're trying to make it more captivating and more entertaining, and adding some characters or things that may or might not have existed or happened.
Right.
But it's loosely based. There was a real Gary Bertier. There was a real Julius Campbell and Sunshine.
Right.
You know.
We'll delve into it at the end. So go ahead, Ryan.
All right. So I just want to start with everyone's experience with the movie. When did you first see it? Just little quick thoughts, and what makes you want to keep? What makes it you'll want to come back to it? Why do you like watching this movie?
Okay, so I'll start. Remember the Titans for me, easily. It's right in that wheelhouse of new age Disney movies, and Disney movies are obviously for kids. So I'm almost positive. I don't remember for sure, but probably saw this in the theater. Got it when it first came out, watched it multiple times when you were younger, but also a movie that has just kind of stuck around throughout. The thing that keeps me coming back for more is always that it's a football-based movie about something that has a dramatic backstory with.
Yeah.
That always, again, it hits you in the feels of hey, this is a thing of rising up and, conquering something and, getting to that eventual goal. That type of movie, add in football on it, I'm all in. Kind of same thing with Replacements. It's you got to win that last game. It's how do we get there? Realistically, same thing with majority of sports movies, right? They win the big game. But I just like those two kind of elements of sports and the fact that it's trying to be a good film in general. It has a backstory.
Okay. Bobby.
I saw this, I think, in theaters, and then, like I said, multiple times. I think you mentioned a good point in that this is where Disney was making a transition to, I think, a different type of audience. But I live and breathe football, love it, I played it.
I would just also say they definitely switched more towards live action films at this time.
Exactly. They moved away from animation. And
they still did it, but more definitely in the
what a slew of great actors and actresses for this, too. So,
great word.
I mean, slam dunk, and like I said, I had football background. I love football, so the coaching style of Denzel and his, the assistant coach, I can understand both of their yin and yang type of personalities on how to approach different players and how to assess and view different types of scenarios. So it was a great blend, a great mix. And as a football player, 3 days. Oh my God, you have no idea how. I know they were only there for 2 weeks, but my God, you couldn't wish worse hell. It's really that bad.
Yeah, I don't. I never did it, and I'm glad that I did. Actually, I take it back. I did do 2 days for soccer, but I'm sure it's not anything in the same ballpark. So
for sure,
good stuff. All right, Ryan, what you got?
Well, for me, I was gonna say I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure this is my first Denzel movie I saw.
Oh,
I want to say.
Yeah, no shit. You're not going to see Training Day when you're 6.
Well, it wasn't out yet. It came out a year later. But
fair point.
So I was 11. So I want to say, I didn't see Malcolm X, obviously, or anything before that release. It was probably my first Denzel movie, and I love football. This is, like you said, one of the first Disney movies that was kind of getting into more serious, dramatic territory.
Right.
But this is probably the best example of that. They tried it other times with Glory Road or
That's a Disney movie?
Yeah, or Miracle.
I love Miracle.
Miracle's good, but
Miracle's
I'm saying
great.
I think this to me is probably the best that they have done.
I think so too. I think that's
I think a big,
their marquee, if
definitely
you will,
a big thing is Denzel being
Denzel.
the star. He brings a lot to the role.
Such a
and-
fan.
Just real quick, man, I just got to say is that I think the topic
Yeah.
and the tension between it, when you have Miracle, which you have like the
Sure.
story of like the Cold War era hockey team.
Yeah.
I don't think it is
No, I
such
definitely
tension creating.
I definitely think you got two movie genres combined
I
together.
get it though.
Like,
They both kind of have the same kind of feel in
Well,
terms of
Wait, what two movies?
like you get
genres?
like a racial historical a movie of like two races or two people of different races coming together.
Uh-huh.
Then you have the sports movie element as well
Right,
with
yeah.
the winning team, the underdog maybe or the
right. You had these
you know.
college, barely college, athletes going against Russia who, 30-year-old guys that have been playing this for like a decade. So yeah, big difference.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so let's move it on to. I have a question. Is this now? I know we've kind of talked about this, but is this the best football movie?
No.
What's the best football movie? If it's not if it's not the best, what do you think?
Mine. So I break it down in a couple of different ways. Okay. So.
No, I'm not talking. I would say I'm not talking about specifically the way the football scenes are shot.
Right.
I'm just talking about the overall love of the movie. It has to do with the subject matter of football.
Right. I would say that there are a couple other that I think to me in terms of like trying to be like a feel good movie.
Pray tell.
That feel good movie that also in my like again as I'll get to it later is like I could have used a little bit more edge in the movie at times. But Replacements does a great job of that. It's a football movie. It's a comedy. It's not necessarily trying to be a drama, but it has dramatic elements. And then on top of that, I feel like the story is like, okay, I like the story. I like where it goes. Fucking scabs trying to get into the NFL. It's like and also like I'll kind of put it in the same category, not at the same level, but like Invincible. Like that movie hits like fucking a nerve of me of like, what if I played for the Eagles
Are
or
you
the
saying
Bears?
Invincible is better than Remember the Titans?
No.
Oh.
As I said,
No, I'm asking.
Yeah.
no, as I said, it's in the same lane.
He's painting himself into a corner.
No, it says the same lane of the Replacements. It's Joe Schmo making it to the NFL, but obviously Invincible falls much shorter because there's a lot of different elements. I'm saying that the fact that the Replacements, for me, has football, but also comedy, and much more
Okay,
importantly, like R-rated comedy.
Your favorite football movie is The Replacement.
My favorite football movie is The Replacements.
Okay.
I think this one actually probably is mine because I'm thinking of all the other football movies that come to mind. Like, I guess for me, this has the best, I think, representation of how a team develops, works together, like some of the drills they're doing. So I think from the core, football perspective, it hits a lot of things. So like Any Given Sunday, that's more dramatic acting. That's, granted there is football to this, but I think for me, a purist, this film does it the best. Now, are there some nitpicks that I got? Sure, but I really, this is top one for me. And you have Denzel and a great cast.
I'm gonna also just throw it out there that Remember the Titans is definitely in my top 3 to 5 for sure. But like I put Replacements and then probably Remember the Titans. Any Given Sunday's right there as you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
I think for me this is the best football movie, the most enjoyable movie, the one I would turn to the most. I like the performances and the characters the most. Probably Replacements would be second. The one thing I think to me that brings this movie maybe down in a sense is I think the football scenes could have been shot better, like the in-game.
Friday
scenes
Night Lights does
has
a
the
better
best,
job
yes.
in terms of that. Yes.
I was going to say that if you put the Friday Night Lights realism with the actors and the charisma of this movie and the story, you got like an amazing super
that is a
big miss.
Big foul ball, son of a
But
bitch.
Friday Night Lights would definitely be in the conversation as well.
Yes.
So I mentioned this in the others kind of category here. That's called football choreography. So it's the way that they shoot those scenes because Replacements falls much short.
And they would be down a little bit as well.
Oh yeah.
I'm just saying is that like again I haven't really seen any football movies rather that really do it justice of like how they shot it, where like this would happen in a game, like those type of things all go into it for me.
I think Friday Night Lights is definitely the best, like he said, and I think because of the camera work they do, they have wide shots. They show the play from the stands, from close up, from
I think
the
point of
line,
view,
from
too.
above,
Yeah.
from every angle. This movie, a lot of the in-game things are very close knit, very close up, very in tight. You know, you don't really see, like, are they going the right way? Like, on one of the plays, I'm pretty sure the Titans returned the touchdown the wrong way.
Yes, thank you. That was one of my.
We're going to get to that later, but I'm just saying, like, I think that ties into what maybe would bring this movie down a little bit if you were to, you know, have any reasons for that.
Right, for sure. I just think that there is a part of the football choreography. To me, I like, though, the fact that, like, some of the plays and stuff like that, I could kind of see, like, again, in high school fashion.
Sure.
Like, there's one play where Julius runs, like, fucking gets so far up this way, but because he's so fast, he literally tracks him down, forces a fumble. Like, it's just like
the way, some of the plays develop and things. I'm like, really, like, you know, like we're getting ahead, but like the last play of the game, the double reverse from 75 yards away,
dude, Sunshine leading the way.
I mean, I don't know. I highly doubt that really happened for the game win.
God damn it, is a good final play.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite final plays of all
I
time.
could talk to that a little bit, but yeah.
Well, we're gonna talk about that.
All right,
stuff
now I have
at the
another
later date.
question. So,
Later time.
who would be your Mount Rushmore of movie coaches? Is Denzel's character Herman Boone on the list? Who would you have? Like 4 guys, any movie, any sport. I know I'm kind of catching you guys off guard.
I was gonna say, man, you got to give us.
Well, I got some. I could go if you want.
Go ahead. Let's hear yours.
Okay,
Yeah,
I got Denzel for sure for this.
I agree. I think he's up there.
I think you probably have to put Gene Hackman for
Yes,
both
thank you.
Hoosiers and The Replacements.
Yep.
He's up there. I have Lou Brown from Major League.
Yes,
I like him.
Love Lou Brown.
And one more. That's kind of tough. You could go many ways. I mean, you got Al Pacino for Any Given Sunday. You got
John Madden does make an appearance in Little Giants.
you got
just
like Kurt Russell in Miracle's pretty good.
Love Kurt Russell.
I was gonna say Herb Brooks.
Billy Bob Thornton in Remember the Titan. Or I'm sorry, in Friday Night Lights.
Billy Bob Thornton in fucking Bad News Bears.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's funny. I loved it.
So a comedic role.
We're going more comedy. I love Ed O'Neill in Little Giants.
Ed O'Neill's great in Little
Gordon
Giants.
Bombay, Mighty Ducks.
Sure.
You got.
I mean, again, at this point, we're just listing.
I'm just saying, I
but
have a list about you guys didn't have any.
I'm just saying, Herman Boone to
You
me.
said football though, so
I said any movie. I said any sport.
Okay.
Any sport.
Herman Boone to me belongs on the Mount Rushmore in terms of like who others would be there. To me, I would feel like I'd have to have like a serious coach. Like, who's gonna win the game? Herman Boone.
I mean, you could almost do like a serious movie, funny movie, and split.
Right.
kind
I
of
feel like
thing.
you could do that, but like Herman Boone is definitely on there for the serious guys, without a doubt.
Like if we're going comedy, like Tom Hanks in A League of Their Own, Jimmy Dugan.
Jimmy
I
Dugan
can
is
love that.
solid. I love that movie, but I also would put in like again a comedic role. Fucking
Waterboy, what's his
Coach
name?
Klein.
Coach Klein,
Coach
Henry
Klein.
Winkler.
Patches O'Houlihan in Dodgeball.
You guys are naming great ones. I was
Yeah.
also thinking
Chubbs
about
Peterson.
Chubbs.
Mike Ditka though. where
Oh,
he-
and kicking and screaming.
as the kicking,
yeah.
as the assistant coach. He's
Oh, that's
running,
right.
He's running it like a fucking Bears
I mean,
operation.
This is an unconventional one, but the ultimate, Mr. Miyagi, Karate Kid.
See, that's
I'm
where
saying it's obscure sport. I'm just saying, but it,
All
not
right,
a-
no, it's fair.
it's not a
That's
sport.
fair.
It's not a sport.
Fair. Yeah, it is.
Karate's a sport.
No, it's not.
In fact, it is. In fact, it is.
Self-defense.
It's an Olympic sport, I'm pretty sure. Isn't it?
I think that takes more credibility than swimming.
Okay. I didn't say swimming was
We'll
a
save it
sport
for the
either.
sandpaper.
Yeah, sandpaper hour.
Okay, now let's get into more into movie questions. Here's a
create
hypothetical. Do you guys think the Titans would have been undefeated had Rev remained in a quarterback and Sunshine never got to play? What do you think the season looks like with that?
Okay, so just as a
It's hypothetical.
part of this- no, but like as a part of this though, I just had to mention though that they did say in these like little not factual about the movie is that none of the Remember the Titans games were ever close.
Oh, I know.
They blew everybody
I know,
out.
but
by
we're talking
100.
about just in the sense of the movie.
Right. Can you
Let
let me
him-
build
let
it
him
up,
finish,
man?
yeah,
Let me
let-
build it up.
Let him
okay?
work. Let him
So-
cook. Let him cook.
So saying that in that none of them would have been close, I think Rev being the quarterback, obviously Petey immediately getting tossed out. I'm sure there was another guy that could fill that role as a running back because high school running back, let's be real, dime a dozen. I think they would have definitely. Did that hurt you, Bobby?
A little bit. Un poquito. Yeah. All right. I'm not taking it from a volleyball player.
Okay. I also played many other sports, so that's
Freshman year doesn't count. All right. Go ahead. Continue.
Okay. That's fine. Me and Bobby are going to fight later on the Patreon. All right. So what I'm saying, though, is that I think the fact that Herman Boone is such a great coach that like you could have seen Sunshine at quarterback or maybe running a double reverse like fucking bomb 75 yards. I'm not saying he would have done it like immediately, but like once he had that turn with Yost, I'm thinking that again they would have blown teams out at least in the second half when they're kind of like more cohesive.
Okay.
I think you give them some time, they're going to be fucking unstoppable.
I'm going to go opposite. I think with Rev in there, there's a possibility that they might lose to a tougher team. Now, keep in mind, like I said, this is going off of what was shown in the movie.
Just the movie universe.
Just the movie universe. Now, one thing that Sunshine added to the equation, the guy had a cannon of an arm.
He's a lefty.
He's a lefty, and like I said, I think him and Rev had about equal in terms of legs because you saw him run just the same. So I think you had definitely, if you had to do stat bars, I think his had a higher potential. I think there was more there that you could pull from than Rev. That's all.
I kind of agree with that. Like, it seemed to me that Sunshine had the better arm, and we didn't get to see much of Rev throwing, to be fair.
You never see Rev throwing the ball.
But he seems more of like a system running quarterback.
Thank you.
Running the veer as Coach Boone liked to run.
That's all they
love that
fucking
saying.
ran.
Just like Novocaine. Give it time, it always works.
I think they would have been good, but I think they were better off with Sunshine. Also, I want to say they should have been playing Sunshine both ways the whole season. That guy was a hell of a defensive back.
Did you
in the second half of that championship game.
But I got a problem with that. I'm sorry.
Why?
He says no, Sunshine for sure.
Well, in case he gets hurt, you're
should have
saying?
played both ways. He says Rev in that. He goes Sunshine, Rev. Blah.
Yeah, because Rev can't throw anymore. But he can still play defense.
He said Sunshine, Allen.
I'm sorry, not Rev. Allen. Yeah. That was my qualm with it. Is like, why would Allen play both ways?
Because Petey's benched.
But he's already a liability. It's the most. It
doesn't matter.
Petey abandoned his team in the moment of need.
I'm just saying.
I don't like that type of personality. You're here.
It's my most favorite thing, though, that Ryan Gosling in that movie is
an absolute liability.
Anywhere he is, he's getting smoked by anybody else. That's what I'm sorry, not Rev, but Allen. They go, he's playing both ways. Makes no fucking sense. Like, he's barely making the fucking defense.
I'll say this, though, in terms of if you're in a dime. Okay, so the championship game, the guys are playing more of a West Coast offense. They had a lot of receivers on the field. So if you're playing more of a dime package, which has 4 different types of DBs in there and only like one linebacker, yeah, guess what? Allen's not going to be playing much man coverage. You're going to be doing zone. You're going to maybe do a little man swap, but he's not going to be out on an island. Him, man coverage on a good wide receiver, yeah, all day I'm going to him. But like I said, I think Allen, at least he has speed and know-how to play DB. Enough DB where if you give him some protection, give him a zone, he'll do better.
He might be better at like safety.
So exactly, safety.
Because he can't really cover him.
He's not great.
Allen was playing nickel corner.
I'm saying he'd probably be better at safety because at least he can like evaluate the field from afar and maybe.
I don't disagree with you.
He's an absolute liar.
I'm just saying he is in the movie. He's playing nickel corner, which is not where
he's getting burned like Chris Conti. He was horrible.
Chris Conti made one good interception, and that's what he.
He
hung his hat on the whole fucking career. Hey, give it albeit a dope fucking pick, but
whatever.
All right,
guys,
whatever.
Let's go to favorite scenes. Why don't you guys give me a couple?
All right, I'm going to start out of the gate here because I didn't even really realize it. The fucking opening credit scene before we even like the funeral and they get
the flash forward at 10 years from
10 years and they're given the it's like a fall day and they just put the credits. Oh man, I love it. I don't know why.
Okay.
I just liked it. It was like it got me into the movie. I'm like, all right, hell yeah, let's get it going.
All right.
Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. I'm going to go with 2 different types of feels. The one where they're actually at the Gettysburg Cemetery.
The speech from Coach Boone at the Gettysburg.
Yeah, Gettysburg. That's very solemn. That's kind of like that sets more of like enough being boys. We're going to grow up and be men, and we're going to treat each other respectively like individuals. Just like,
and it makes the run have more meaning. Like, here's why we were running. Besides getting you in shape, we're going to this place.
Right. And then similarly, I guess maybe it was a scene or so before. On a positive note, you have Lassick, talking about his roommate and that like
Blue.
yeah.
You got them cheetah spotted, leopard spotted underwear, sir, bikini style.
And as I guess as a guy who played sports, been in the locker room, that kind of shit. I mean, that brings the team together a little bit. So it was fun to see that. So that
scene's great.
My sun and moon type of scene.
I love,
setup.
And then Louis talking about Rev and the Temptations, and Denzel on the QT's like, you're not gonna fail because you ain't get the grades. I'm gonna work with you.
I like that. I like seeing that. Like, hey, don't
he's
count
a good
yourself
person.
short. Yes.
Yeah, I'll go with the zero fun, sir. Petey
Okay, I was
just
gonna say
smiling
Love
at
that
him.
scene too.
And put your hand down, boy.
Why are you smiling?
Football is
It's
fun.
fun.
Oh, it's fun.
It's fun.
Is it fun? Are you sure?
Now you
No,
thinking?
no.
Oh,
Where's you
no,
smiling?
no.
Now you thinking? Now that you thinking,
Sir, yes, sir.
No
zero
fun-
zero
fun.
fun,
and
sir.
then Denzel's perfect. He's like, all right,
All right. Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you how much fun we're gonna be having this season.
And then also I will throw out the Julius monologue, man.
With
he-
the Gary when you're
Gary,
He's
all right, so
talking
man,
about
you
him, he's
can
like-
look through the wall. Yeah.
Yeah, when Gary's out talking about like, I'm not doing these 3 days anymore.
let's get the
And he's like-
particulars.
He's like, I don't give a hoot about you,
Yeah.
team.
I'm gonna
What
wo-
team?
I'm gonna worry about me
Nah,
and get
I'm
mine.
gonna get
And he's like, that is the
mine.
worst attitude I've ever. And he's right. No offense. Football is an 11-man, aside
Well,
game.
they're both right. He's right in that sense, but Julius is right also because he's right that he's not being a leader and telling Ray and the white
Ray
teammates
has it.
to
We're block. We're
the blood
black-
nigga, and you know
Nope.
it.
Yeah.
Right. No, and that's fair. But
And that after that,
You're right, that's fair.
After
That's
that
fair.
point,
When-
Gary kind of has a epiphany.
Attitude reflect
Leadership, Captain.
that was
Yeah.
a great retort.
Dude, that one
That one hit.
ends it.
100%.
It's over. Mic drop.
No, and
And then as soon as that happens, the team starts coming together. Gary calls out Ray at the night
Calls
practice,
out all the
which is
bullshit,
one of the
yeah.
scenes I was gonna have. Left side, strong side. Him calling him out, and then the whole team bonding from then on, and that leads into the sunshine comes, and he's like, "Look at that fruitcake right there."
yeah,
and
and the guy slings it like
sunshine
60
hits him
yards.
right, yeah. And then I'm gonna go now since you guys went.
I love it.
okay,
Yeah,
I
go
thought you
for
were-
it.
You mentioned the scenery where all the black players met and the hand up, put your hand down. That was a good one. He talks about them. I just want to add. He talks about needing a shirt and tie, and he's like, "If you can't find one, borrow one. If you don't have an old man, find a drunk, train him for his."
Yeah.
That shit's funny. I'm gonna have the locker room scene after that when Sunshine gets his haircut, and they're like, "Sunshine,"
And he kisses Gary and,
they're
he fucks with him.
Yes, and then
Sunshine.
they're doing the mama jokes. It's like, I like him better with the long hair, bruh. Bring me
Dude.
a bird tears,
Oh,
mama.
Dude, last is like,
Just give your mama.
piggyback ride.
she's
She weighs twice as heavy as me.
Yeah, and then they start playing.
Petey's like, no, it's not funny now. I love it.
They start playing "Ain't No Mountain High Enough," and everybody's like vibing to it. I like that a lot.
Yeah. I'm gonna throw another one. Let's ping pong back and
All
forth
right,
there,
well,
man.
go ahead.
Come on, man.
Coming out of the tunnel against Groveton, and they start
The
the
Remember the Titans
The
dance?
shuffle,
Ooh,
yeah.
ha, how you feel? Ooh, ha.
Who they think
Real
they're, the
good.
Beatles?
Yeah, that's dope. I just in general, I like the montage of the winning streak because you had to do it in the movie.
Sure.
Like you couldn't show.
You can get
all
through 12 or 13
games.
games. Yeah.
So like I do like the montage, and I forget the song that was playing. Maybe I wrote it down here.
It's Long Cool Woman in a Black Dress.
Long cool woman in black dress.
Great music, too.
We'll talk about.
We're getting
soundtrack in
the
a
music.
little
Let's
bit.
if it's coming up.
Sorry, and then my last one, real quick, Ryan, before I'll kick it back to you.
Okay.
The Will Patton speech, Yost's speech. They
This-
won't gain another yard.
You blitz all night.
Yeah, dude, fucking got me yoked on
They
that
pass that line and scream. I don't want to see him get. I take everyone last
And
one.
some
out.
of those hits, my God, were devastating blows.
one. Dude, that's what
Oh
I
my
dude. I
God.
realized in when you're
Forearm
watching it,
shiver sends him in a backflip.
dude. But you hear like they really capture
how-
the sound though. of
How about
hitting-
to the
hitting
randoms
beds.
after that? Like Julie's being, you make yourself comfortable down there, real comfortable. And then Gary runs up to the coach and points at him like the evil monkey in Family Guy.
Yes, he does
Yeah.
do that exact mannerism. You're right.
Man. All right, so let's
All right,
see.
go back to you, Ryan. What other
Okay,
scenes?
I'm gonna have man. Oh, I like when Coach Boone and Cheryl are watching the game film at the sleepover, and she's like,
And she's
like, we're weak on the left side. We're not weak on the left side. We need to work hard on the left side. It's like, yeah, but it's not a pass. It's a run. She's like, don't you want to go accessorize, play with Nikki?
oh no, she's breaking down game tape,
Yeah.
and I love it. She like grabbed it. I think it was in the credit scene, like grabbing one of the dude's masks. Like, here's someone who's 6'2", and there's this little girl pulling your mask down, and she yelling at you, and you're like, oh my.
And then I'm gonna have to mention Game 3 when Rev gets hurt and Sunshine comes in. He's afraid about making the pitch, and Coach Boone gives him the speech about having 12 brothers and sisters.
That was fun.
And his
yeah.
parents dying in the same month, and then he's like,
they
look to me, they're looking to you now. And then the guy's like, you had 12 brothers and sisters?
I had 8.
Eight.
Sounds better.
12 sound better.
Yeah, 12 sounds better.
Yeah. And then,
I love that. That's roughing, or unnecessary roughness on the quarterback.
yeah.
You kidding me?
Yeah. And then we see Sunshine, like, how good he is. And, like, seriously,
He's very
they
talented.
got an upgrade at QB. As good as Rev might have been, Sunshine just looked immaculate.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rev looked like an emaciated fucking 17-year-old, man.
Yeah.
Yes, again, you hit it on the head, though. I've never heard somebody analyze Rev, though. It's like, he's a system quarterback through and through. He knows how to make the plays,
Yeah.
but he's not going to make some flashy shit. He's going to pass for 200 yards.
It's like a
Alex
quarterback
Smith.
that plays at like Georgia Tech.
Thank you, Alex Smith.
They run
Thank
like
you.
they run like the triple option. He's
Right.
like that type of quarterback where like
Yeah.
he can run. They're like Navy. They run
Yeah.
that type of shit.
Navy.
Dude, he played for the Federal Reserve,
Yeah.
federal
Yeah.
thing, and then he went to the Navy. That's hilarious.
And then this isn't like a go lucky happy scene, but I feel
Happy
like
go lucky.
we have to mention the hospital scene with Julius and Gary. I mean, like I always feel like
Yeah, that's
it's
a heart tug.
It's a real heartstring. It's a good camaraderie, bonding, tear up scene. It's just a classic. I like that scene.
Again, I like it. I'm just saying
It sucks that he got paralyzed.
that's what
whatever.
it brings me to thinking about him like this.
But it's just a great scene.
It hurts my heart. That's how it's so great that it hurts my heart. But at the same time, I'm just like,
fat, and we gonna add this black
Yeah.
white thing.
Yeah.
It's really.
I got you.
That hurt. That hurt.
All right,
Let's
I'll
go
get
to,
on scenes.
Yeah, let's go to quotes.
Huh?
We'll start with Bobby.
One of my favorite quotes is when I think it's towards the end where they basically said, "Hey, you're not winning you're not going to the Hall of Fame." And he's sitting there with his daughter, and she's like, "I really wanted it. We put so much effort." So his little daughter, he's like trying to console her about him not getting to the Hall of Fame. So that scene, like I really wanted it. That line, and then. You nailed it on the head. I love that Petey when he's just sitting there with a smile on his face, his hands.
Why are you smiling?
Why are you smiling?
That whole thing is great.
And then
Football is
but the
fun.
dialogue too. Superman, you could look right through the wall. I ain't gonna. I was like,
Oh yeah, that's a
that
great
was good
one.
too. And then Louis Lastic the entire time. Anything that came out of his mouth was fucking funny. That was just a quick run through.
I
For
got
sure.
you.
Woj?
Yeah, let's hit him up. I mean, Denzel fucking roasting Gary and
Who's
Ray.
your dad?
Oh my god!
When-
I was gonna mention the bus scene.
But like Gary
he
comes
must
up
say,
to
he
him.
must say Jerry.
He's
So
like,
that makes you
Jerry,
Dean
Gary.
Martin.
So we have Jared Lewis and Dean Martin. Jared tells the jokes.
Dean
Dean sings the songs and gets a girl.
And he just collapsed. In
But
front
he's
of
just
everybody.
fucking roasting them to the face. and
Who's
then
your daddy?
He's like, "Who's your daddy?
Gary?
Who's your daddy, Gary?"
Where's your mom? Hey, nice to meet you. How you doing?
Dude, but it's also, this is what I also draw to that one quote though, is like, as parallels. Gary Bertier thinks he's big dick on campus. Herman Boone goes, nah.
Whose team is this?
Who's your daddy?
Yeah, I like he comes like he's like half the spots on the special teams, half on the offense. We don't need your people on defense. We're all set.
Yeah. But it's just like, it's
oh,
that
yeah.
thing though of like, that would absolutely be what a coach would do. Be like,
Yeah.
I'm going to put you in your place,
And,
bitch.
Dean, son, fix that tie.
Yeah. So, I mean, dude, one of the fucking, to me, quintessential quotes of this movie is where, I mean, Denzel comes out, "This is no democracy. It is a dictatorship. I am the law. If you survive camp, you
If
will
you
be on the
survive,
team.
yeah.
You will be on the team if you survive." I mean, like, again, like those quotes are all in the kind of beginning part of the movie where he is breaking them in. He's breaking them like wild horses. Like, hey, this is my team. This is all doing that shit. One last one from that kind of aspect of it. We will be perfect in every aspect of the game. You drop a pass, you run a mile. You miss a blocking assignment, you run a mile. You fumble the football, I will break my foot off in your John Brown hind parts,
And
then you run a mile. Perfection.
I love that. The 5,280
How many feet a mile,
feet.
Petey?
Yeah.
You're killing
You're
me.
killing me, Petey.
Pick this ball up and you run every one of them.
One more quote is it
right,
gets
yeah,
a little
go
more
ahead.
serious though. He's like, "Is this even about football anymore?" Like,
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah,
when
yeah.
they're sitting there having the heart to heart, he's like, "Dude, we just like." Clearly, you saw it in his eyes that they mentioned pride and whatnot, and I get that, but you could see it. He said, I did not. I mean, we did not come this far. I was like, so that
Yeah,
stutter.
yes, I noticed that
I was
too.
just like, dude, I think Hoyt's got a point. Like, granted, I want to win too, but now Yost. Who did I say? Hoyt.
Officer
I'm
Hoyt.
still thinking
Officer
Hoyt.
Hoyt.
That's my son.
Okay, Yost. Sorry, but even he kind of got
Yeah,
a
yeah.
glimpse of that, man. Like, there's more than just winning to this game. If these young men become better people because of it, I mean, I think that's very important to me. Obviously, I want to win. I'm a
Right.
competitor, but yeah.
Okay, Ryan, what you got? Throw some out.
I'll throw some out. I like when Hayden Panettiere's at the house and she answers the door. She's like, "We're busy interviewing for head coaching jobs. Got 11 offers and certainly no time for you." I thought that was really fun. She's like, and he's like, "I'm glad to have the approval of a 5-year-old." He's like, "I'm 9.5. Thank you very much."
What about when she yells at the dude's dad? He's like, it's not.
Yeah.
It's like he stole something.
He's like, "He's just getting beat." He's like, "You stay out of it, girl. You just stay out." Yeah.
Absolute liability.
I like when like we talked about before, Denzel comes in and then the black players are all together and there's no white players yet, and he's like, "Didn't I tell you all them white boys weren't gonna play for no brother?" And then Blue's like, "Who needs them, baby? From now on, it's gonna be powered by soul power, bro." And he's like, "Got that soul power."
Blue Stanton, man, that guy is fucking so good.
What else? Hold on. Oh, I love the assistant coach. I always talk about the one guy who's like,
Doc Hines,
"Y'all didn't come to practice because champions paid the price. Y'all look like a bunch of bums out
looking
here."
like a bunch of bums out
I
here.
always say that one.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Of course, left side, strong side. That's
Even before that, when he's talking to Ray, though, he's like, "Ooh, if I have to come back here."
or like- yeah, or PD Jones, running back, y'all. That one's the one. What else?
Was he even the running back? I don't remember seeing him in the
P.D.
backfield.
Jones was.
He was.
No,
Then
no, he was the starting running back.
They moved him to linebacker.
And then he
or defensive
safety.
back,
he was fumbling the ball. He was having issues. But
Yeah.
I also will say when Sunshine shows up, he's like, "You can throw the quarter mile.
He can't pitch it 3 yards. Yeah, read a tackle.
Read the
see
tackle, see the pitch."
Yeah.
There you go.
And then when they're talking about Louis Lastic, he just a light skinned brother. Yeah, and I'm a
Dark skin cracker.
Like, look at him, he got a little soul power, baby. Talking about Sunshine. What else? I like this one. Not maybe a mean cuss, but I'm the same mean cuss to everyone out there on that football field. I'm just
That's
talking
true.
To Yost.
Nah.
Yeah, you're not holding his hand when I'm going, reaming Gary or, for
And then
something.
a good one. I don't scratch my head unless it itches, and I do not dance unless I hear music. I will not be intimidated. That's just the way it is.
Love
He's
it.
talking to Yost about like how Yost is talking to him about how he's carrying himself
Right.
for the team and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I got it. Just two quick.
Sure, go ahead, man.
Sunshine ones. Where he's
Sunshine?
like, but
He's
specifically,
doing Tai Chi in the
specifically,
freaking yard.
Petey
Oh.
talking about Sunshine, where he's like,
He's-
"Oh, you don't know, Sunshine's from California,
He's California.
California,
Yeah, he doesn't even play. He
California
ride the bench.
Dreamboat."
Yeah.
And then also when he's like, "Hey, man, I don't care, but I gotta know." It's like,
Quit
if-
fucking with my
but then he's also like, but if it doesn't matter, then why do you gotta know? It's like, I gotta know, man. You keep messing with my
I got
mind.
to know. I got this specific. I just wanted, you mentioned already the Yost thing at the end, but I just wrote this specific. It's like, yo, defense on me. Now I don't want them to gain another yard. You blitz all night. If they cross the line of scrimmage, I'm gonna take every one, the last one of y'all. You make sure they remember forever the night they played the Titans.
And also, dude, I just gotta mention with that real quick before I'm gonna do one more,
great.
one
Thank
more
you.
quick, two more quick quotes.
ahead,
after
yeah.
that.
I've been, yeah.
I have a real problem with movies a lot of the times where they say the name of the movie.
I like when they do that.
And-
I do too.
No. But this is my
There's
issue
a
with
clear
it.
and present danger.
This is my issue with it is that sometimes it's not like organic in the thing, like that as a like last stand, like, hey, this is the last half of football of a championship game, like, or whatever.
Yeah.
Like you got to go balls to the wall. Like that's where that would come in. And they're the type, like I said, like it felt more organic and it just really hit home with that shit. So I do really like that where that came up, like, was just perfect timing.
Absolutely.
I do want to just mention, like, when Gary Bertier's in the hospital, he's like, "Alice, are you blind? Can't you see the
Yeah.
family
Family
resemblance?
resemblance, yeah.
He's my brother."
I love another Gary one too when he's on the phone. He's like, "Gary, I'm not getting off the phone till you say it. I love you, sugar."
I love you, sugar. And they all give him shit. I love it. No, the one serious one I liked at the end is your Hall of Fame in my book.
Yeah. You're the right man for the job. You're the Hall of Famer in my book.
And then one of my favorite things about
Yeah.
football
Love you, sugar.
movies, football movies in general, play calling. Fake 23 blast.
With a George
Backside George reverse. Like your life depended on it.
Fake 23 blast with a back George reverse.
Backside George reverse.
Like your life depended on it. Yeah, that's so good.
I mean, those are some of my
I'm just
favorite.
saying.
Though.
So going to that, I know we mentioned earlier, like how is that possible? If they were running, if the defense, now keep in mind they have 75 yards and there's only like under 20 seconds left on the clock. Yeah, guess what? I'm in a prevent defense, but they were saying that they were jumping the freaking slants all day. They were basically eyeing this one formation, and if you went that way, dude, their defense is going to flow that way. So he's like, all right, let's catch them off guard. So if you have a leading back or a leading blocker or maybe one or two more, there's a real possibility you could get those secondary guys. You just knock them over. It's done.
Bobby, it's absolutely all about Sunshine makes that play.
He
Two
lays two guys
two
out,
clear out blocks.
and then he's still going.
I'm just saying, though, is like it doesn't matter, Bobby, if you catch him in the thing or whatever. If you have a lead blocker that's just obliterating some dude,
if you're decleating people.
Most players.
No, but
are
now could Sunshine decleat them? Maybe not. But if you could get one or two of them off their trajectory, that's all you need. Because Rev is quick enough. Like,
I'll give Sunshine one guy for sure. Maybe not two. But Ryan, any more final quotes?
I'm good.
I'm good. Moving on.
All right, let's go with the scene-stealing supporting performance. I almost feel like there's like a couple tiers you could do where it's like you probably have like Yost, Julius, and Gary in like one.
Sure.
Because they're like kind of featured more, and then there's like the rest of the guys they're a little less featured, but you guys can do whatever you like.
Yeah, I'm going to go because mine's kind of quick here. I mean, this movie is not the movie without Gary Bertier, and so Ryan Hurst specifically as Gary Bertier, and what's his name, Wood Harris as Julius Campbell.
Right, those two were huge.
That dynamic was just cast perfectly. I would also give a little bit more of the heartstrings to Hayden Panettiere. Definitely is like the little girl.
I think she's good, like little comedic relief.
Right, little comedic relief as well. That's really all I got. I mean, I don't see anybody else as really like jumping in because they played like everybody else is really secondary to Boone, Yost, Campbell, Bertier. Like there's
definitely a separation. Like
those
I said.
top four, and then everybody else.
There's like a bigger tier. It's like a tier A and a tier B almost.
That's kind of what I'm just kind of like those two supporting made the movie as well as Boone and Yost. But everybody else, I was like, you're kind of secondary or third on the list.
To add to this, like maybe it's like you said, steal a scene, but also kind of drive the narrative of, hey, they were just at camp, they were training. They come back, you got Sunshine, Blue, and Petey, and he goes into a restaurant. He's like, hey man, he's from the West Coast. It wasn't an issue there, and that kind of triggered that whole separation again, where he's like, he doesn't want to know. Like it created that the narrative of now there's more divide because they're coming back to the real world,
so
which they have to deal with that.
Are you saying Sunshine then?
I'm saying Sunshine is definitely, I think, one of the best supporting. Yeah.
I would also,
especially honestly, the kiss thing, fucking with Gary.
Honestly, I'm just going to add on to that is that I would also agree with that. Is that Sunshine would be one of those. If you had to give it to somebody, maybe I'll give it to Sunshine.
You already mentioned definitely need the dynamic between Julius and Gary to work for this movie to work. So that's a big part of it. I think Coach Yost really good. Will Patton I think is a really good second actor. Very yin to Denzel's yang, as you said before, where he's more of the laid back kind of like players coach, looks at it from afar and can step away, but kind of also can go with the flow. And I thought that he was really good. And then if we're going below that, for me, I think we've definitely got to mention Ethan Suplee as Lastic, really good in comedic relief.
Do you know him in real life now? That guy
he's
is
huge, jack.
He's yoked. Love it. Keep it up, man.
I love Blue. I think every scene Blue's in. I wish he had more scenes. He's fucking hilarious.
He had a lot of lines, though.
I would say Blue is more of a comedic relief. Lastic ends up being a comedic relief.
Well,
but it's
he's more than Lastic,
unintentional.
Sure.
Blue's for sure the locker room
Lastic,
funny guy.
I'm eligible. I'm married. But.
I'm married. Okay, yeah.
I would just also mention I don't have anything else and secondary. This is again one of those movies where there's so many other cast members in it that you're like, holy fuck, they got this person too.
Yeah, there's so many good people in it.
I would also say, I don't know if you were getting to it, but somebody I could have used a little bit more of Nicole Ari Parker's Boone's wife. She's actually fucking hilarious, and she's in
good looking too.
a couple other things. I think they could have done a little bit more with her.
Sure.
In just some capacity, whether it's like I don't even know why, but like I just think there was maybe a little bit more there.
Sure. All right, let's go on to that guy. I have 3. If you guys have any you'd like
All right,
to.
let's hear yours.
Okay, I think Rev's of that guy. I think he was in like episode like
Claywood,
Fresh Prince.
Harris.
I remember him in, and this. And other than that, I think a couple like random things. I think Blues of that guy. He's only in this and like Drumline. I don't know anything else he's in. And then the real that guy though, the winner,
Mm-hmm.
Julius's father. He's the drill sergeant in Forrest Gump, who tells Forrest to put the rifle together and, God damn it, Gump, why are you so smart? That dude, and he's also in Drumline. He's the president of the college who's pressuring what's his face, Orlando Jones into like running his program the way he wants.
Afemo Omoyami.
That's my guys. I think he's the clear winner for me.
Yeah, I don't have anybody of that guy.
This, you know what? This might come off as that guy. I mean, now I don't think he is that guy. In the sense of his inability to act, but Louis Lastik, he's only in a handful of different movies, but I don't know his real name off the top of my head.
Ethan Suplee.
And like I said,
I think people know who he is.
no, I know they know who he is, but he's that guy. Like
I mean, some people he isn't that guy. It's like, oh, it's the guy from Boy Meets World,
I
or
think
the guy
I
from
think
Lemon Titans.
That's the thing, is that the definition of that guy
it's
is
all
much,
relative.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
you
So
go.
for me, that's what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
yes, he's gotten a lot of
Sure.
work, but he's never a lead. He's never.
I think
No,
so-
no. His that guy explanation or interpretation is a person that you don't never know his name of. They're not in a whole lot of shit, but then you see him, you're like, oh fuck, he was in.
They could be in a lot of shit. You just don't. But they're not like a main dude. They're like
Right,
usually
always
like,
secondary. Yeah,
like 5th, 6th, 7th in the call sheet or more, or even less sometimes. Or whatever. Like I said, think Joe Pantoliano or
Yeah.
like. Stephen Tobolowsky or whatever, like
Right.
Pete Stormare.
Yeah, Steven Tobolowsky, definitely.
Yeah, like a guy. You're like, oh, he's in that. I know that guy. All right, let's go on to let's do our favorite needle dropping song.
yes, fuck yeah.
There's so many.
Woj is stoked. Go ahead.
I mean,
Woj.
there's like.
Go ahead, read him through those.
Okay, no.
No, go ahead. Why'd you go? Yeah.
No, I'm gonna go with again. In general, the whole soundtrack is banging. There's not
Yeah,
one
there's
song
like
on
12
here.
to like 15. Like
There's not one song on here that is bad, but obviously the Ain't No Mountain High Enough. They sing it a cappella for a little bit, but then they actually
in the
have the
locker
song
room.
playing.
Yeah.
Fucking fantastic. One of my favorite songs of all
I had
time.
it highlighted as well. Yeah.
Spirit in the Sky for sure by Norman
I had it
Greenbaum.
highlighted as well.
That was on my top.
when they go to
3,
training
yep.
camp.
It's just a song though that it also again it's so goddamn fucking good. And then 2 kind of slower tracks here. Peace Train.
Yes.
Ding,
When Julius, the cop pulls him over or just
Yeah,
talks to him.
I mean, fucking Cass
Great
Stevens did
vibes
it.
on that one.
And then
yep.
Fire Rain,
Fire and
James,
Rain.
James Taylor.
Absolutely.
I mean, those 4 to me just kind of stuck out in terms of like
I had those as
when
well.
the scene, and it could have been honestly any scene there. It just ended up being like, hey, these are songs that I would listen to, and I honestly, this is one of the albums I had this fucking soundtrack to this movie.
Oh, for
Played
sure.
it all the fucking
It's one
time.
of the better ones.
All the fucking time.
I had all 4 of those too. I had 3 other ones. If
Let's
you,
hear
All right,
the
what you
others,
get?
I had Spill the Wine when Sunshine Gets to Camp. That's a good one.
Yep.
Spill the wine.
Dun, 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 yeah.
And I had, of course, the Na Na Hey Hey Goodbye. They play it throughout the movie.
We didn't say that in the quotes. Fuck, I meant to do it.
Oh.
That
Well,
and then,
we're still
Yeah, I mean-
still recording.
no. I'm sorry. Not the na na na. Hey goodbye. I mean,
That's after Sunshine hurts the guy or whatever.
No, I understand that, but also I'm sorry. It was more when they came out for the Groveton, the very first time they came
we
out.
Are the Titans,
Yeah.
the mighty, yeah.
No, but you got to do it justice. Come on,
I mean,
guys.
what?
Come
I
on,
mean,
guys.
I hear.
Everywhere we go, everywhere we go, people wanna know. People wanna know who we are, who we are. So we tell them, so we tell them. We are the Titans. We are the
Very good.
mighty Titans.
They're doing like the hand things and the clapping.
Yeah.
Feeling good.
Come on, guys.
And then we already mentioned it, but I had one more.
Go ahead.
The long, cool woman in a black dress with
Great.
the montage.
Love it. One of my.
And then there's
favorite
other
scenes.
ones that are good, but I think those like 7 or 6, whatever we mentioned, are like the core.
The scores too are really good.
The score,
on this,
I was
yeah.
gonna say,
Oh,
the score is
dramatic.
fantastic with
Yes.
the violins and the all the wood instruments, whatever they use.
Woodwinds,
Yes, I think that was
string, brass.
I would
really-
say the dramatic pieces, the score, which is again, not any of a known song or anything
Yeah.
like that. Those were absolutely like made the movie in my opinion, because like
Absolutely.
you have to have the soundtrack with the great songs, but then you have to have in the filler
Sure,
elsewhere. Have to fucking have that.
absolutely. All right, so let's go to our spin-off, prequel, sequel category.
Okay.
Anything you guys like there?
I got one thing real quick, because again I think this movie is very good in a lot of senses. Here is I would liked to have seen in some fashion. I don't know really how you can do this, but like the other players at the other schools, so like where they were at prior to TC Williams, and like how did they do in those?
okay.
Like Gary Bertier's an All-American coming in.
So like the year before, almost or
Yeah,
something.
what
Yeah,
school
like,
was he at?
trying-
How'd he
but, like-
transfer in?
So like
Yeah.
the GW, the black school, and then the whatever Hampton or whatever the school.
See,
was.
but I don't think that it was all. I don't think that it was so, like right down the middle though. I think there were other guys that came in. Like Sunshine obviously came in from wherever. Louis Lastic came in from wherever. I want to see kind of their backstory maybe a little bit, but again, it's very tough with a series.
Did you guys catch that? Louis Lastic and Sunshine are both military kids.
Yeah.
I did
guys
not
catch
catch
that?
Louis Lastic was.
Yeah,
I thought
I'm in from Bayonne. My father got transferred from Bayonne.
I know obviously Sunshine was.
No, that was Lastic.
No,
No, but he's saying both of them.
Oh, yeah, I caught it. Yeah, I did. It's like someone.
Spirit in the Sky was my favorite. You guys already nailed it, but yeah, like I said, start to finish. Honestly, I guess we have to do a spin-off, but start to finish, love this movie. I wish there was another 5-10 minutes.
Oh shit! Did we skip you over for soundtrack?
No,
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I don't care.
I'm sorry, but I thought Bobby was good.
No,
I
Spirit
apologize.
in the Sky ran it.
Yeah.
But the push, I would want to see Herman Boone because he said I was from Carolina. We did 2A, and I won a championship.
Dude,
So
he said 4 or 5 in 10 years.
Yeah.
right. I would like
Yeah.
to see maybe the season leading up to him transferring and getting the job.
I could see it. Yeah.
I had Yost coaching Gary for the Special Olympics.
Oh, that'd be a good one. I'd watch that.
See, that'd be.
He won shot.
I think
put.
it'd be some Disney bullshit, if I'm being honest.
Ooh.
To me, it'd be
This
like.
is Disney if they do it as well.
But
as
I
they
think
did.
it'd be like a little pandering type.
Why is it pandering?
Yeah.
I just think it's too much of a feel. It would be like a sequel. It'd be like Remember the Titans 2,
Well, remember
Gary's Journey.
Had to remember the Titans never come out. You could make a movie about this. I think like, hey, he
So-
was a former
But he-
high school All-American. Now he's
Yeah, but I think in that day and age, and now I didn't read into the actual. I didn't read into the actual background on this, but the reality is like his involvement in maybe the Special Olympics at that time was equivalent to Magic and Larry Bird bringing back the NBA from the basically brink of nothing. So I like I said, I'm not sure if his involvement made a big difference, but I had
In the
imagine
Special
in
Olympics?
maybe
The Paralympics.
awareness, maybe.
Paralympics.
Paralympics,
Special Olympics are
Sorry,
different.
Paralympics, special. Sorry.
They're different.
No, I get that. I'm just saying. I think that his involvement, maybe a name like that, it might carry some weight.
Okay, Bobby, I would get on board if that was like
The case.
Again, maybe some bullshit like based on true story, and it really wasn't. That I would get on board with that if it was
Okay.
like, hey, this is a defining moment for the Paralympics.
Sorry, Paralympics. Yes.
Okay, I'm kind of on board with that. Ryan, you had any more spin-offs?
No, I was just going to the nitpicks.
Socks are blown.
Yeah, let's do others nitpicks.
Okay,
Here we go.
I have a few. I think all the actors look a little old to be playing high school.
For
Thank you,
fucking
yes.
sure.
They had some dudes that look like they're in the
Ray
fucking late
Ray
20s.
looks like he's fucking
Yeah.
40.
Blue looks like he's about
Yeah.
31.
Lastic's like 30. It looks
Yeah.
like. I already said this, but the football plays could have been shot better, wider angles, different
Okay.
angles to look better.
The
Let's,
fumble
let's
where they
also-
returned it to the same.
We already talked about would the last play work, and then I had just one more.
Hold on. But let's ping pong, baby. Let's play
I
some
ping
fucking
pong,
jazz.
let's
All
go
right,
back.
go ahead.
Okay, so do you guys agree though that like Ray is way too small to play a fucking offensive tackle or guard? I think he's a
He's
guard.
a tight end, I think.
No.
no,
Ray
he's
is
an
on the
offensive
O line.
tackle. Yeah,
Are you sure?
I
I
can see him being
guarantee
a
it.
tackle.
I
You
think
just
he's a
gotta be-
tight end.
Guarantee it.
No, he's
No,
not
he's a tight.
end.
No, he caught a ball. Yeah,
No, he's a tackle.
I'm pretty sure
He's
a tight end.
he's a guard or a tackle.
He's a tackle.
No, he's a tight end.
Trust me that he's a tackle.
No, because
please.
okay. Can I?
All right, let's
can
hear
I
it. Let's hear
defend
it.
it?
Let's hear it.
I'm pretty sure for one play he did catch a ball in one of the practices of the games. I'm pretty sure I saw that.
Okay.
2, on the play that Rev got hurt after that, Sunshine tells him to release, which means he's going to go out, right?
Okay, he might, but I think his primary role was a tackle. He might sub in or start as a tight end in
think
different
he's tight end.
packages.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay. If he is a tight end, I'm still in that this motherfucker.
This is high school ball, though.
I don't give a shit though, because like I'm just saying in the position places where he was at, you know that Ray would have been a fucking defensive back in high school. He's small, he's quick.
No, he had a bigger chest. He was a wider guy, left to right.
I'm just saying, I think he fits out of place, whether he's tight end, offensive tackle, whatever.
I think he's tight end.
Okay, whatever the fuck. I think he's way too small to play wherever he is on offense.
Okay.
That's just in general. I just want to, not a nitpick, but one thing that I fucking love. I love clotheslines. There was a shitload in this movie.
Forearm shivers.
Dude,
and
just
clotheslines.
fucking guy goes flailing back like that. I love it. Sorry. Go ahead.
Woj, do you want to mention the inaccuracies of the movie compared to real life real quick?
Yes, let's get into that.
Why don't you just list them? Go ahead.
Okay, so
If you miss any, I'll just or Bobby. I'm sorry.
No, why don't
I
we
don't want to
just
skip Bobby?
No,
Bobby.
no, no,
Why
no.
don't
let
we-
him let okay.
why don't we start with Bobby?
The only
What'd you
give
have?
me your picking. I'm sorry.
So
Bobby.
the PD when he gets switched to a safety or corner and creates that fumble,
fucking-
he runs it the same direction.
Oh yeah, okay.
The dude was like,
we did mention that. Yeah.
no, dude. If he picks a fumble, he's running the opposite.
Yeah,
he
he
should have been
ran
going
the
left.
same
He
way.
went right.
Yes,
So
okay.
they didn't pick
we
up on
briefly
that.
touched on that.
And then
yeah.
when Sunshine threw the ball, you could tell like the trajectory was gonna land like 3 or 4 feet short of like Gary, but then the next scene, right in the back of the head. So I was like, a little miss.
You're
but
talking about-
I'm not a big jump.
Those are more continuity errors.
Yeah, exactly. But
and then definitely Julius chasing the guy down and looked kind of.
no, I believe that because think about this. Megatron, remember this?
Yeah.
He chased down a guy who was basically I think 10 to 12 yards, and he was able to strip it.
The guy looked really slow running it.
Yeah.
Kind of like he purposely slow though. He was like,
Yeah, I saw that chugging along.
yeah.
But as a defenseman, or like maybe who created the play, linebackers aren't all that quick sometimes. Like in
well, he's a
speed.
defensive end.
Bobby got talking to Mike.
Oh, am I coming in low?
No, you just
Julius is a defensive end, but he's got speed though.
No, I'm saying that the guy made the pick or the
yeah.
like you said, he's not their speed, but more of a sure catch type of
okay. Any more
that was-
nitpicks before we?
Go ahead, rock it.
Sorry about that, Bobby.
No, you're good.
Yeah. So the first one is that Gary Bertier actually plays in the
Played in the game.
final game.
He was
He
paralyzed
got
months later.
paralyzed after the actual final game. The death though in the car accident, man, this guy's got terrible luck.
Yeah, that really
he gets
happened.
In 2 fucking car
Yeah.
accidents.
Yeah,
Fucks him
DUI
up.
on that.
And also, obviously, the car accident he was in the original one. Nobody hit him. He lost control on his own.
Okay. Yeah, just like again, minute details on that though, like just again to make a better
Yeah.
story, obviously.
Sure.
I already did mention it before. TC Williams, none of the games are close. They outscored opponents. They said it here, 265 to 31 in
Yeah.
13 games.
And
That's
the
a fucking ass.
the
kicking.
championship game was 27-0, and the running back had -5 yards rushing on the other team.
Right. So
What
they just
a pounding.
they kicked the
And they
shit
played
out
a
of
different
teams.
team as well. The Marshall game they played was like the 5th game of the season that they used for the championship
Okay.
game.
This next one I don't really believe, but whatever. It says racial tension between the players was worse in the movie than in real
Oh yeah,
life.
they said in real life all the schools are already integrated. They weren't the only school.
The
the
fact
way.
that TC Williams was desegregated in 1965, 6 years before the Titans won state. Racial tensions were definitely still high because it was the 60s
Sure,
and 70s.
but they weren't the only integrated school.
right. No,
They were
that's
all
something that they
integrated.
definitely ironed over.
And then the other part that I actually think that this, and again, this is kind of also in the same vein as, what movie did we talk about? We were talking about off live podcast, but Iron Claw. You remember Iron Claw? The movie with
They
Zac
cut out a whole
Efron?
brother.
They cut out a whole brother. With the movie,
Cheryl.
Yost actually
yeah,
had 4 daughters.
Yeah.
This one they decided
One.
to focus on, but also,
She didn't really care about football.
yeah,
as much as
none
they
of the daughters
portrayed.
gave a shit about
Yeah.
football, and the one daughter passed away due to a heart condition, so she wouldn't have been around.
Yes.
Something at the
Yes.
the end. That one I'm just like, it's movie magic, and I'm
Yeah.
like, you got to make it a better
And
story,
they
I
have-
guess.
Of course, Sunshine never kissed Gary Bertier in the locker room.
Right. They
I
also,
like that add-on though to fuck with him. That's
they also,
fucking great.
yeah, they also have here. I'm fucking screaming. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry, listeners. They also have though that Gary Bertier's girlfriend and Ray, completely fictional, were not in the movie at all.
But like you needed them as antagonists. I
You
get
need
it.
a racist football player on the team.
Absolutely. So
Ray the racist fits the bill.
and there we go. Bet just paid off. That's dope. Gettysburg Trip was fictionalized, not actually. Like they just said that there's.
Yeah.
You
I think
know.
he said he talked about Gettysburg, but they didn't actually go to Gettysburg.
I think what they were saying here is that they did go to actually Gettysburg. No 3 a.m. runs, no forced cuts for the team, unable to survive, no inspirational coach from Boone at Gettysburg Cemetery.
Sure.
Which again, that seemed
It's a movie.
that seemed very movie magic here. Anything else, I think that's pretty much it. Anything else like really crazy, but again, for me, the movie magic part of it is really something where I'm like, I get it now. You understand it that they have to make an entertaining film.
Yeah.
So,
Cool. All right, let's just go to our final own it, skip it. Own
sorry,
it, stream it, skip it.
right. I will just mention real quick here that the movie right now, it is on
Disney Plus.
Disney
Plus,
Plus,
obviously. I did not see it though. Is it on anything else?
No, they own that IP. They're
No,
not
they
gonna-
own that. Yeah,
I
they-
think it's literally nowhere else. I definitely have a physical copy of it.
Okay.
So I'm just going to start it off. Sorry.
Go ahead. Yeah, yeah.
So I definitely own it. It is a movie that you must own. If you enjoy either A, Disney movies, B, football movies, or C, dramatic movies, you have to own
Or
it.
D Denzel movies.
Or D,
Yes.
Denzel. D for Denzel. I like what you did there. There you go. So I definitely would own it. I do own it.
What's your
I
score?
am going to put it at a 9.8.
Excellent.
Oh,
9.8. There's a couple things again in terms of the fictionalization of it. I don't love it, but again, I understand it. So it's high up there because also I will just mention, this is my last thought. The monologues that they do in this, the writing was exceptional here. They gave Denzel the monologues that they needed. Wood Harris, fantastic at monologues. Who's the one else? Yost. Will Patton does
Great.
some fantastic
Yeah.
monologues. And they just wrote them just very well for those guys to really deliver, because they also weren't like 2-minute monologues. They're like 30 to 45 seconds.
Yeah.
And it just really, again, it gets you amped throughout the movie. But yeah, go for sure fucking watch this shit
Bob.
if you haven't.
Definitely own it. I would give it a 9-1. The only thing that like pulls me back on that is obviously some of they're pulling in a few different directions, which I'm fine with. But the whole like assistant coach to Yost, having that diner scene,
Coach Tyrell.
yeah, that diner scene seemed like I get that you need to add that to add more drama to the overall scheme of the movie. But I was like, it seemed a little
I
unnecessary.
think he's just trying to show that Coach Yost is adapting and accepting the new
where he's
thing
resisting
is, and his
completely.
the way he used to be with his old friends, they're not in that place yet.
And I get that because there was, like I said, I understand, to add more drama to the thing. Like I said, I just think not to say they could have dialed it down, but done it differently, maybe a little bit quieter,
Sure.
I guess. I don't know. But 9.1, 9.1, loved it.
Excellent.
Anus?
Anus? Yeah.
Oh, I got you with that one.
Yeah. I'm going to go with, for sure, own it. I do own it. I actually have the director's cut, which had like 4 extra scenes.
Any
Kind of
good?
cool. One was cool. Sunshine brings Blue and Alan back to the restaurant where they didn't let him eat.
I remember this
with
one.
his
yeah.
father, who's like in the army and he
yeah.
tells him, hey, if you don't let us eat here, he's going to go up the chain or whatever, and
It's going to create problems.
you're
for
not
him.
going to be able to have a restaurant anymore. And then they let him sit down. And then some
Okay.
people are pissed off and leave. And the people who are happy with the Titans are like, nah, 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 hey, hey.
I like, hold on, sorry. The Titans eat free. That was that quick
Oh, yeah,
glimpse
they
scene. And then
erase it,
after
yeah.
they're like pounding through different, like,
Yeah, pancakes.
pancakes and other
Yeah.
stuff. She erases it.
Oh, I love that. I
That
love
is a
that
good-
little tidbit. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to own. I'm going to go. I'm going to go with 9.7.
9.7. respectable.
Only reason I bring it down, like I said, is just the football scenes, the way they're shot. If
Right.
it's shot like Friday Night Lights, something, it's a fucking 10.
There's a few misses there.
But other than that,
great movie.
I could watch it all the time and never get sick of it. It's so
That's
good.
one of those movies. If it comes on middle of the movie,
Yeah.
you could pick it up. If it, it's one of those. If it's on TV and I catch it, I'm probably gonna end up watching
It's
it.
a good Denzel role, a good movie like anybody can watch. Family, it's family friendly. Mostly family friendly.
Yeah, sorry. Before Bobby gives his last thing, I do have to just mention here real quick though that in my score though I do take a little bit of a point away because, and also I'm sorry, I'm fucking all over the place here. I would like to see a different version of this movie, R, where they're throwing around
it's
some.
funny you said that. Originally, it was.
But I want to see
It's
them.
Disney. There's no
And then
way.
yeah, exactly.
there's no way.
I want to see the football coaches throwing around some swear word because back in '70s they were calling them motherfuckers and much
Especially
worse.
like the scene where he's talking about he wants water. You must be outside your mind.
Yeah.
You know those back
So-
when they got salt tablets. That's a
Right,
weird thing.
right.
So
like I could have used a version of the R kind of rating on that, but I would also say though that I fucking lost my train of thought. So okay, good stuff.
R
damn it.
rating. Got you, coaches.
All right. Well, I'm.
Maybe I
good.
just wanted to mention that. No, it's Bobby's. It's
but
Bobby's
Bobby's
rating.
got
Sorry.
something to say. Please go ahead. I'm good with me.
You gave your rating. And
No,
you
I gave
said-
my rating. Am I teasing yet for the
Yeah,
next
yeah.
one?
As I'm saying,
Yeah.
I'm
All
ready
right,
if he
so
wants to go.
next one, Denzel, favorite of mine, American Gangster.
American
You're gonna love it.
Gangster.
That
That
will
one's a longer movie, but I cannot
So
wait
good.
to
that will wrap up
peel
our
back the
our
onion layer.
Denzel.
That's our
month,
Denzel, sessions.
Few weeks.
Yeah, so I mean, the American Gangster review will definitely have to be a little bit more drawn out. There's a lot going into that. Again,
Lot.
I just love the fact though that the Denzel movies tend to have a lot of substance to it. It's not just like
Hey,
he's going to do something
And
about
I
some.
just say I like that we did this. I think we talked about doing more kind of themes in the future, either directors or different actors.
Actors, sure.
And also for the record, we could honestly do another Denzel month. He has that many good movies. Like if we
Yeah,
really
That's
want,
true.
if we really wanted to whenever down the line. There's so many.
Absolutely. So we have for the album review coming up. We have
Bleed American from Jimmy Eat World.
okay, and then we have the
American-
finale
Finale of
Denzel
Denzel,
American Gangster.
Yes.
Beautiful one to end on there. But again, as Ryan said, we will do some more different types of things. Again, we have a lot in the fucking chamber here, gents. We've been
Yeah, we
talking
really
about
do.
a lot.
Yeah.
So we will definitely get into that shit at some point or another. I do want to close it out here by saying we are the Journeyman Lounge podcast, and I think with this movie, there's only one real way how to close it out, gentlemen. And I hope you know this. Na 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 na. Na 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 na.
Hey, hey, hey.
Goodbye. Flipping off the guest.